Hello, everyone. So here with part three of the It Takes a Village series. So I'm going to show you how to make these windows. These windows are like the easiest windows I have ever made. All right. And I made these windows out of store purchased tags. So if you don't want to have to go through the hassle of designing something, for instance, in your Cricut or in your silhouette machine, or finding the perfect die cut or die, excuse me. I purchased these I guess it's Tutera tags, and I purchased these at Joann's. And you don't have to get these specifically. You can get anything else that's remotely close to this. All right. So you don't have to go out and run out and buy these, but this will get your creative juices going in terms of using other things that may not be a window, however, will function or will double as one. And I must say, this turned out really, really fabulous. So from this tag collection or package, and I guess that's Mr. David right there. So from this tag collection, I used these right here, the most ornate ones. And the only downside for this project is that you get two of three or four different uh, designs. I love these for that small window at the top. All right, you can cut it in half. And of course, I don't know what it's called, but I know what I'm talking about. All right, so you can cut these in half and use this as that half window on the top, or keep it like that and use it as a round window at the very top of a house that you see, or in this case for the church. So we need three windows because we have three sides to this little chapel. So I'm going to use the silver and this, maybe I used the white already. So I'll use the cream instead of the silver. I really love the silver. I can use that for something else. So let me find the other cream color. There has to be two creams, I would say. Ah, there it is. And ta-da! All right, so I've got my pieces for my windows. I'm going to show you how to make this, and you can use cut 6 tags out of your Cricut or use a die, whatever you've got. You have a Cricut and you have the software, you can weld these together and actually do all of the window glass and all that. But this project is all about practicality, using things that you typically normally wouldn't use. Like for instance, when we were covering the house in paper, I wanted to show you guys how you can alter something that is already purchased. All right. So that was the point of covering the house the way I did. And let me show you what other decorations I did to my little church. And I keep on saying house, forgive me. But here for the steeple, I've got my little bells in there. And these are simply Scotch tape up there. And I'm going to show you what I tied it with. I bought, the bread ties, but I bought the pretty ones, the silver ones, and I just twisted it and Scotch taped them up there, and they're doing really, really well. And these are just little wedding bells that I found in the wedding sections at Michael's. All right. And I put some bows here, and this is from the miniature Christmas section. I did some stickle action. This is all stickles that you see right here. I just literally just squeeze the bottle on there and let it drip down, and it stopped where it stopped. And I also did that for the roof blind. Okay. And I used this bottle of Stickles, which is practically empty, by the way. I think this is the diamond. It's my favorite for winter stuff. Of course, it doesn't say it, but I'm almost certain it is diamond because it would be the only one I would buy in the super large bottle, in the super sized bottle. And then I made a wreath here from some little branches that I had with some berries on them, and I just hot glued them together to form a wreath. I've also got some bells and another bow there. And I used some greenery from the Michael's greenery section. and everything is really ginormous and it would tower over this house. So I picked some berry branches and I just made some clusters right here, as you can see, and it looks really, really cute. Here I covered the window area with this gold paper, but I am going to change it to the red because this is just like not impressing me at all. And my window does not pop on the gold paper. So I want my window to pop, and I'm going to go ahead and do it on this paper. So why don't I show you how to cover up these panels first, and then I'll take you through the windows. And also I lined the bottom base of the box with this trim here that I've had forever and a day. So I'm not sure where I got this. So you can find a similar trim for your project. And also this tinsel trim as well. Okay? So that's all I did so far, but super cute, super, super cute, this project. So let's talk about these sections right here. So you want to cut your pieces at, let me move this out of the way, at 4 by 8, exactly to the size that we did our chipboard piece. So you're going to need 3 pieces. Then you're going to want to take your ruler and you're going to measure from the bottom up at 5 inches. Make a mark. Be precise about these marks, please. Again, opposite side, 5 inches. Make a mark. Top, you want to find your center, which is 2 inches. Make a mark. Draw a line on the diagonal from dot to dot. Now you're going to cut it. Okay? It is as simple as that. Then you're going to use this one as your template for your 3 pieces. Okay? So cut directly on the line. Don't go over the line, please. And now you can use this as your template. But before you decide this is your template, you want to make sure that you have a good fit. Okay? And I think I've got to shorten mine just a little bit because, oh, I forgot I glued these stinking. Oh, well, guess what? I don't have a problem pulling things off because I was going to keep this over here, you know? So let me show you the magic I do when I got to pull something off. So we'll use this side. So I got to trim off a little bit off the bottom, just a teeny tiny bit off the bottom. So I can fit. I do not have a problem pulling things off if it doesn't work because it can always be covered up with something else is what I say. But I was going with the gold until I did my windows and there just was no pop there. So, you've got to make changes. It's part of the creative process. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I get a good fit right here. And I get a perfect fit. And you guys can see right there how perfect that is. So now I'm going to use this as my template. So I'm going to line it up from the bottom. Because remember, I just shaved off a tiny bit. Line it up from the bottom. Make sure I have really good alignment. Then I'm going to trace. And notice how I'm taking my time with this. You want your angles to be on point. And let's trace this one. I wasn't going to show you guys the house until the very last day, which is Thursday, leading up to the epic announcement. I hope you all join us. But I figured I'd give you a little peek-see of the chapel. And I wish someone could say, don't say house every time I say that. Could zap me, but you guys can't zap me from your computer screens. What? So here we go. All right, so cutting that, discarding that, and finding my line, and cutting. If you want to make a super duper fancy chapel, and do some siding on it or some fancy techniques on it, you have to check out Kathryn Krieger's channel. She made some really darling siding on her cottage, and I think it would look spectacular on this chapel. A couple of the ladies on my Facebook fan page were talking about that, and I think it's such a great idea. I would love to see it with the siding that Kathryn put on her house. So please be sure to check it out. All right, so just inking this up. Inking that up. So let's get these glued on so we can give it some time to dry before I'm ready to stick my windows on. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one on. Sorry you guys get such a bad angle on the camera because our little chapel is so tall. Little chapel is so tall. Funny, right? Okay. The steeple is just grandiose on this little chapel, which makes it fabulous, if you ask me. All right, here we go. Again, burnishing with our bone. Oop, 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 oop. Don't want to cave my little steeple in. Burnishing with your bone folder, ensuring a really good stick. Okay. Already loving that. Now the opposite side. And then I have my house almost completely covered. I covered the front of my base. I left the back undone to do with you all. But I mean, again, super simple on that. Just like I showed you on the roof line, which was the most intricate part. Did I do the same thing over here? No, I was smart enough to be undone in that corner. I was smart enough for that. Right. Getting that to stick back there and there. Wonderful. Okay. So these windows look wonderful on all three sides. So you're going to make 3 of these. Okay. I like the burnishing, and is my hot glue going collected? And it certainly is. So I can finish that off right there. That will drive me nuts. Okay, great. Now, let's see what I can do here. This is like my most favorite tool for ungluing something. To a little mosquito here trying to have some dinner. This is my Cricut tool. Okay, wait. I think we need enough to get my paper in there. Okay. Now let's glue this part on like done. Well, let's see if I get a good fit. I do. Wonderful. Okay. See, so no biggie changing the paper. If you have a better idea later on when you start seeing things come together, it doesn't always work out this perfect, but sometimes you can work your way around some changes. Other times you just got to live with it. So, and in this case, it worked out pretty okay. And that little lift in the paper there, I'm going to cut it off and then glue my bush back to its original place and cover up all of that's going on there. All right, wonderful. So now for the window, I went ahead and added some tape to the back of my window. And I'm just going to secure it to the front, and then I'll show you how to make it. I can't take it. I want to see it already. You know, when you just want to see something in place already. So this window was designed to go practically down to the bottom of the house. And I think that's pretty okay. Oh, yep. Okay. Make sure it's straight. All right. How wonderful does that look? Looks like it's lit on the inside. Super pretty. Super, super, super pretty. All right, so maybe we'll do some shutters on the side. I gotta do a little something down here, maybe like a bush. I wish I could find some mini logs to throw down here. Ooh, that would be cute. But yeah, that window looks spectacular. And these are tags. So let me show you how to make the window. Okay. So you're going to take whatever two tags you have. Oh, let me tell you what these measure. At the longest point, 3 3/8 of an inch by 1 7/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to overlap these, and these have a little embossing design there. So I'm just going to overlap these by about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, let me just test this very quickly. Yep, that's exactly what I did. So you can do some tape, you can do some glue, whatever you want. It's about 3/4 of an inch. Let's go ahead and overlap those. Want them nice and straight. I want the embossing on the top side. Okay. Now we have to draw our frame. So this tag has these points here that I used as my guide. So with a pencil, I'm going to draw two lines on both sides at 1/4 inch. About 1/8 of an inch away from the little points. All right, see that? And over here, 1/4 of an inch as well. So you can do this with any tags. They work really well for windows. Okay. Now I'm going to straighten that out again about 1/8 of an inch away from the points. And over here. This is so much easier than with the white one. I couldn't see my markings. What's key here is that you get it nice and straight. Okay. Your lines have to be perfectly straight. Otherwise, it's not going to look good, people. Okay, so to find my center, I went ahead and found my center, this particular tag. And then I did, whoopsie, 1/8 of an inch in the center. Okay, half of that 1/4 inch. Right there, see that? And then from these two lines here, I went up 3/4 of an inch. Then 1/8 of an inch from that line I drew. So you see the frame happening there, guys? Now from the bottom, 3/4 of an inch. So whatever I did on one side, I repeated it. Repeated it on the other side. So there's my 3/4 inch line. Now 1/8 of an inch from that line will give me a frame. Let's do that. And then I did again. The 3/4 inch. From there is my big finish line. And then over here, some little pocket, look, and there. On that left knee, perfect this area right here, which is emboss. So hopefully you can see that. Okay. So then all I did was take a Sharpie. I took a Sharpie to it, people. All right. So let's grab a Sharpie. I know I have a Sharpie. I just used my Sharpie. What it is. So I took a Sharpie to it, guys. That is all I did. And to make sure that I was really straight on my lines, I used my ruler because I am not a coloring maven. I don't use like the Copic or anything like that. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that my lines were perfectly straight. So once I got my lines done, then I colored the rest of it. And the reason why I wanted a marker is because if you go over, certain times in a certain area, it gets a little darker, a little lighter. So and I wanted that look. But you can use paint, you can use your Copics, whatever you want. I don't own any of that stuff. So I've got a Sharpie. And again, put my ruler on my line. And you make sure you get it on the line. Otherwise, you ruin the design. Okay? Or the spacing, I should say. Once your spacing is off, not a good look. Woo! Make sure you're in a ventilated area or your fan is on because you know what happens. Right over here. Just finding my placement with my ruler. Holding my ruler really tight because I don't want it to slick. Not be good. The only minor issue that I'm going to have with these different colors is that the original one was a white tag, so I was able to color the windows in yellow, which was kind of super duper easy. So I'll have to get creative with these windows. I'll probably use orange or something like that. Alternate orange and yellow and see what I get. That'll really, excuse me, give me the stained glass effect. I'm hoping, right? With this coloring that in. No special coloring technique here, people. Just coloring. Okay. Ooh, and I was a little off my line there. Can I fix it? Can I fix it? I shine it and wonderful. So there's that. And these center lines make me a little nervous, but just go in. Just get your ruler perfectly aligned and we should be good to go. So I do that line and then I do the opposite line, or then I did the opposite line. It's not like I've made 1,000 of these. And then I just focus on that center area. Really slowly. Don't get too crazy and then get out of that line. Ooh, he shot this smell really strong. Again, on that first line. So I'm just going to do all of the east lines first, then I'll flip it over. And then we'll do this side. Do you see the magic happening, guys? Do you see the window already shaped? How wonderful. Out of 2 tags, we have a neat looking window. Uh-oh. That's all right. Yeah. Right, there it is. There it is. How awesome is that? So now what I'm going to do is see what this orange marker looks like back here. Pretty okay. And this yellow one is kind of dry. But I may hit it with the yellow and see what happens. Because I initially hit it with the yellow and then I hit it with some glossy X with the help me here, with the ink, with the vintage photo. That's just too much for my taste. Let's see, what else I got here. I'm out of yellow. Clearly, I'm not a marker person. These markers I have. All you Copic ladies are gonna make fun of me. All of you Copic ladies are gonna make fun of my markers. My yellow has a green problem, so don't laugh at me, Copic ladies. Ah, yellow. We've got yellow for you people. All right, here we go. I'm in business. And you don't have to be perfect. Please, don't be perfect. Okay. Yeah. It's like a fluorescent. Oh no, this is a chalk marker. Great. That's the look I'm going for. Let's see what happens when you hit this with glossy accents. You just want a regular yellow marker. My good yellow marker, well, what I call a good yellow marker is not good in there. It only worked on the first tag. It's totally dried up on me now. All right. I think that's looking pretty darn skippy. Then some, although it is black, I can't help myself. I still have to ink. You know, I think you still can see some contrast with the ink. And I made a little faux pas there. I managed to color in the black. And those markers, that other yellow marker I used did not go over the black. But these are like powerful chalk markers, I guess. Oh, Kathy, detail. Okay. You don't want to be slopping your coloring because it will spill up your window. Okay, great. All right, wonderful. I fix that. And because this yellow wants to do all sorts of chalky things, we're just going to hit it with a little bit of brown. So we don't want the chalky look. All right. Now, so that looks really good. Some glossy accents in just the window area. Nice and easy, guys. It's a good thing that the glossy accent does not react with the black because that would have been a disaster. Okay. And you just want to finish it up. Take your time with this here. You want it nice and neat. So I kind of go around the the edge of the window area, or what should be the glass area. Okay, and I'm going to do this one entirely with you all. And it'll be here. So while I'm doing this, do not forget, guys, something epic is coming. You want to check out Kathryn Krieger's channel? We are having a YouTube live event on Thursday, which is October 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And Kathryn's going to be your hostess for the evening. I will be in the chat along with the gentleman crafter. You also want to check out his channel for his take on It Takes a Village. All right. Don't forget, you want to be there or be square. You do not want to miss it, I promise. I don't make promises I can't keep, people. All right. So here we go. So how fantastic is that looking already? Love it. So in all sorts of great things, I tell you. Hopefully you like this my little take on a window. All right. I think it's came out pretty cute. So break out these fancy tags you have and use them as a reload. And I think the eyelets just add such a really nice touch at the ends. I also colored those black, by the way. And in this last set. This one. Look, this makes your hand tight. Lady. So around the perimeter first. Then in the center area, filling up the area not too much. Filling it up completely without going overboard, okay? Without going overboard in this case, you don't want it to slide into the whatchamacallit, to the frame area. Then once I was done with that, in this little lattice thing we have going on here, just got a couple of dots of glossy accents practically in every single one. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. Then I'm going to work on my third window. When I come back with the final video, my windows will be attached and you'll get to see the finished house. Thank you so much for hanging out. Again, don't forget to check out Kathryn Krieger and the Gentleman Crafter at their channels. If you do not know their channels, their links will be provided in the description below. This is Kathy with Paper Phenomenon, and I will see you tomorrow with the last episode of It Takes a Village.